Hello, this is my review for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Just a few thoughts, a few notions that are in my head, that positives, negatives. I want to talk about what I liked, what I disliked, just for the next couple of minutes. I'm going to start with the biggest positive that I feel like this film had, and that was Rocket Raccoon's origin story. I feel like they did a great job. They did an excellent job, really showcasing what a sympathetic character he is. I thought that was fantastic. The whole the backstory with the High Evolutionary. I thought the High Evolutionary as a villain was all right. He wasn't exceptional or amazing, but he wasn't terrible or bad. I wouldn't even say he was negative. I'd say he was more positive than negative, but not by a crazy amount. I thought the scene. That's what I keep talking about. Rocket scenes were the most emotionally impactful for me. I'd say it was just watching it. There were a few moments where you really felt it. It was something where I was a few moments where I almost felt like the waterworks were about to start going, because it was just, I think James Dunn did a great job. Chris Pratt's acting when Rocket Raccoon has like the heaven moment when he's interacting with I think she's a seal. She's like half cyborg, half seal. I think she's a seal. I think so. And they're in heaven, but then like Rocket then comes back to life. I thought Peter Quill, Chris Pratt's acting there was fantastic when he was doing like emergency CPR. I thought that was fantastic. I liked how the Nebula, Mantis, and Drax triangle argument resolve played out. I thought that was quite good. I thought that was quite interesting. I liked the opening shot, the opening monologue. Well, not monologue. The opening the long take with the camera. I thought James Gunn did a good job there. I thought that was nice. What else? We'll talk about let's talk about some negatives. Adam Warlock to me wasn't that great. I like Will Poulter. I thought he was great in The Revenant, but I did not actually like him that much in this role. I feel like Adam Warlock, just from what I've seen of him, I was expecting more of a majestic, head held high, a character that holds his head high type, and he just wasn't that. He was a bit more jokey, a bit more laid back, and I thought he wasn't necessarily a huge negative, but I don't know if I'd say he was a positive. I'd say he was just more slightly on the negative. Maybe a few positive moments here and there, but like he does have a redemption arc. That was nice, but I'd just say overall, for the most part, when I was watching him on screen, I wasn't enthralled by what I was seeing. Personally, I thought his mother character, best word I'd use to describe her, was just indifferent. She wasn't on screen enough to make her a negative, but she didn't exactly have that much of a positive impact on me either. The whole Gamora Star-Lord thing, I can completely understand story-wise how Gamora wouldn't obviously be the same Gamora that we had in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 or in Infinity War, because of what happened in Infinity War and Endgame. Spoilers for Infinity War and Endgame, but she does die, and then she sort of gets brought back. She gets time travels forward, and then I think when Tony Stark does his snap, he does exempt her from it, and then she just sort of wanders off because she doesn't feel like she belongs at that funeral with Tony Stark, because she's not experienced what the other Gamora experienced. And so we're basically having a repeat, in a sense, of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, which I didn't fully like. I think Gamora can be kind of cool as a character. I like the dynamic with Nebula, and I like how Nebula basically put her boot down at one point and was like, Gamora says to Nebula, "I'm your family," then Nebula says to Gamora, "So is Rocket. Rocket's family, and your conveniences are not going to triumph over Rocket's well-being." That was a nice moment for Nebula. I like Karen Gillan in the role of Nebula, and I thought the scene where Nebula and Drax and Mantis, and Drax is on the couch, Star-Lord draws the picture, Nebula opens the can, and Mantis and Groot are there. They're on the planet with all the half-human, half-animal creatures, and they're talking to the two people trying to communicate. I thought that scene was really funny when Peter Quill draws the picture, and obviously I think that was taken from Deadpool 1. That was obviously inspired by Deadpool 1 when he holds up the picture, "Have you seen this man?" And Peter Quill does that. I thought that was a nice callback, and Peter Quill's, it was just a funny picture, and I got a good chuckle out of that. And then the animal creatures, let's talk about them. I thought the two bodyguard, like the big pig, and like what's the other one? Was it like a bear? The car approaches the High Evolutionary's lair, and then you see these two animals. One's a pig, and I think pig actually goes and rescues Rocket. I think the other one's, what is it? I can see it in my head, but I'm struggling to think of the animal. Part of me wants to say a falcon or a bear. The other animal that was the two bodyguards, that was half human, half animal, big huge monster guy. I thought that scene was just. I thought the two creatures were just cool, and I thought that the other animals besides Rocket were kind of cool, and I thought it was nice seeing that the free animals that are like giant octopuses that we saw at the start of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I thought it was great seeing those three again, and Mantis kind of connects with them, and you see her hand touch one of them, and I'm pretty sure that was actually real effects, like actual practical effects, and that's something I want to talk about as well. James Gunn, not only did he clearly film this in like a local suburb and on sets, but the commitment to having actual like people in prosthetics wearing masks and the costume design and having the actual like commitment to trying to make it as real as possible. I thought James Gunn did a great job. Like just his direction once again. I don't know who the actual like costume designer was, the set design, the person who would be in charge of art direction. I thought it was just solid. I was a positive in the film as well. The soundtrack was good. Camera work, as I've already mentioned, and we've got a good few close-ups, which was nice. And then that scene, here's another great scene I want to talk about. I'm probably going to do another review on this because I really enjoyed Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. But the scene in which Rocket attacks the High Evolutionary after he shoots Rocket's friend, who we see in the heaven scene, and then just before the other two animals get shot by the High Evolutionary's guards, Rocket's on top of the High Evolutionary. And the way that James Gunn filmed, like Rocket clawing at him and scratching and punching him, and you see the up-close photo of him with blood in his mouth. I thought that was filmed very well. And Rocket's escape, that was pretty cool. And then, I mean, at the end, they all split up and they all go their own separate ways after James Gunn's brother, the Ravager guy, with Cosmo the dog. They appear and they rescue them and they help rescue not just all the children, but all the animals. I thought that was a good. I thought it was a good ending. Not the best, not exceptional, not my favourite of the Marvel films, but good. A solid positive, definitely on the positive. I'm trying to think if I've forgotten anything really important here. I mean, there's that speech where Rocket's talking about how, he's a guardian of the galaxy, and then there's that slow motion walk. That was epic. That was really good. I thought that was pretty cool. And then Peter Quill at the end reuniting with his granddad. That was a positive. What else have I missed anything? The High Evolutionary, the Gamora dynamic, Nebula, Mantis, Drax, Groot. I thought it was kind of cool when they jump off the High Evolutionary ship, Groot basically can grow wings. That was kind of cool. That was kind of interesting. And Groot sneaking in Quill's blasters. That was awesome. Have I missed anything here, or can I end it there? I think I'm going to end it there. If I've got anything else to say, I'll do a part 2 video. That's all I'm going to say for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I've watched this film 3 or 4 times. I'm pretty sure 3 or 4 times. I've watched this from start to finish. Part of me wants to say around about a handful of times.